Hello, Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Oh, I got a new microphone from my son, and I'm in his room now recording this video. Welcome to your weekly forecast. This is for Aquarius, Sun, Moon, and Rising. And this forecast is from Monday, April 27th, all the way to May 3rd, Sunday. Um, let's go and let's dive in. I'm gonna share my screen. There is a lot going on in love relationship this week. I was planning to record a video. Today is Saturday already. I'm gonna put this online as soon as I finish. I only have Aquarius and Pisces to finish the recordings. And I was planning to make a video for tomorrow when Uranus enters Gemini, and this is a 7-year cycle. And I wanted to talk for each sign how it will be affecting and which signs will be affected the most. For you, for Aquarius rising, it will be something really good because there'll be a nice trine from Uranus, but we'll talk about that if I have time. If not, I'll talk a little bit here in this video. Let me start sharing my screen. But before, before sharing, let me introduce myself. My name is Raisa Lima. I'm an astrologer using um, Western tropical astrology and the whole house sign system. So I put your sign, Aquarius, at 0 degrees in the ascendant line, the rising. So I highly recommend that you start watching your rising sign first, then you can watch your sun and your moon. But your rising sign is the one that will make more sense according to the themes that I'm talking about. Okay. So let me share my screen. And we're gonna dive in. Oops. Ta-da, put myself here on the corner. Let me do this one big, okay? Okay, 27, cast chart. Did I do it right? I think I did, yeah. All right, we're on the 27th I set the chart for noon, Dubai time. We are UTC +4, so make the mathematics according to your location. We start Monday, the 27th, with love breakthroughs and unexpected connections. It's not a normal day. So the day before, Uranus just enter your fifth house in Gemini, here as you can see. And Venus is right there. Venus been conjuncting him for the past weeks. And Venus is already in Gemini, is waiting, opening the door for him. So there is something about love. All right. Um, yeah, unexpected connections, sudden attractions, and changes in relationships. Now Venus in Gemini and Uranus in Gemini. Uranus is a outer planet. It takes 7 years to change signs, and it has a big impact in the collective. Yeah, it's about disruption in communication and AI and all of that. But in individual manner, let's say for us personally, each one for you, it will be entering your fifth house, which is the house of pleasure, of fun, is the house of romance, of children, creation, procreation, your hobbies. So he will be making some changes there. And Venus is there as well. So maybe the way you approach your romance or your love life will change over those 7 years, and you'll be more playful, maybe less, more communicative, maybe less. You're already detached a little bit. Yeah? Aquarius is known to be emotionally detached, but it can bring some fun and some romance. So love is in the air, Aquarius. Then we have Venus sextiling Neptune on your third house, and I hope you can hear me well. So that's a soft and dreamy influence here in the romance, in your intuition. It could be that you meet someone that you have this spiritual connection, I always say that I said in the other signs, for me, Venus and Neptune is when you find the muse, when you find the dream, the love of your dreams, something that you dreamed of. Neptune is in your third house, so it could be around your neighborhood, the places that the place that where you live, in your surrounds, not so far away. Um, and yeah, that could bring some nice romance and new love if you're single. If you're married, that could be procreation as well. It could mean unexpected pregnancies, yeah, some surprise or regarding fertility and oh, it could be with one of your kids, by the way, or one of your siblings that could deliver the message. One of your siblings might become a parent and or one of your kids. So this is what it we have. And then Venus is also trying Pluto, and this will be perfect on the next 2 days. I think 20 around the 29 or the next day 28, and that brings a little bit of depth and intensity or powerful love. It's a power love. It's deep bond, strong with Juno next to Pluto. Yeah, that could be the love of your life. You found that dream love, the one that is, you know, you want to marry. You want to have a long-term relationship. That's beautiful. That's how we start on Monday. Then we move to Tuesday, 28th. There's some karmic decisions here. Mhm. We have the Sun in Taurus on your fourth house, semi-sextiling Saturn, and activating the nodes. All right. So a semi-sextile is a subtle energy. It's not. This is building as well to perfect on the 29th, the next day. But it's when reality meets desire, and it's asking you for maturity, patience, and responsibilities at home, with your money, or um, in selling, marketing, publishing, thinking, writing, all of that. So there is some structure going on in the back of all that love that Venus is trying to bring you. I want to say something. Yeah. Yeah. Saturn is basically re I think for the next 2 years here, he is redefining how you talk, you think, you're communicating, and or sell, market. But he's making that behind the scenes. Yeah, although he's in Aries, which is quite impulsive, but he is structuring behind the curtains for something big to happen in the next 2 years. Wait, let me go back. Sorry. On the same day, we still have the moon enters Libra, forgot to mention. So as you see at noon, the moon's still in Virgo, and then in the afternoon to shift to Libra, and that brings some emotional balance. You're being open-minded. It's very adaptable and charming as well. The moon in Libra is very clear on what their emotional needs are. Yeah, so you might feel like, okay, I know what I want, I know what I need, and things get very clear, especially you being a air sign as well. So the moon is making a very favorable trine to your ascendant, to your first house, to your persona, to your ego. So it's all in the good synchronization, the way you are with the way you think and the way you feel. Now the moon will be trining Uranus as well, creating a what we call grand trine with well, with Venus, Uranus, and Pluto in your first house. Um, that can bring some insight in communication, a lot of communications actually, emotional intelligence, and transformation that will come through conversations. Very balanced. It's a very nice flow. It's it. I mean, starts in the afternoon, but it's gonna be all day long. For you, Aquarius, especially, and the moon being on your ninth house, there are opportunities for travel, for higher learning, for even for what I'm going to say, for your mind expansion. Is ninth house is the house of philosophy, of the search of meaning. So you might have those with Uranus on the game. You might have this clarity of what you want, what's your direction, what you need to change on yourself with Pluto involved as well. What are the transformation that you're going through, and what's next? What's coming next in your life? That's what we have for Tuesday. On Wednesday, there is an emotional reality check. So the moon's still in Libra, bringing balance and relationship and connections. But now we have the moon opposing Saturn and Mars on your third house. So this could bring a little emotional distance and heaviness in the sense of rejection that can surface. With Mars as well in the afternoon. So it starts with Saturn and asking you to be structured, to have discipline, or there is something karmic here about where you are, where you want to go. And I'm it could literally mean about location. Yeah, if you want to move, if you are planning to move, are you gonna stay in the same city, move in the neighborhood? Are you planning to move countries to go somewhere else? Things don't seem pretty clear, but and then Mars bring that certain that irritations when the tension rises. Yeah, it's frustration, it's conflict, it's like I don't have the answer, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't know where I'm going. And so on Wednesday, just be careful, be patient, don't beat yourself up, because this could also be in relationships to others. So yeah, the moon is making a nice connection to Juno. So when it comes to your partner, everything is fine. Also to your seventh house, it's just your third house. That could also be with some one of your siblings. Could be arguments or decisions that you have to take, or that they take and you're not happy with. As we move to Thursday, the 30th, now there is a bit of miscommunication, a karmic crossroad, and I'm gonna even leave the moon in highlight here, because this is how we start with the moon opposing Mercury conjuncting Chiron. So there is a conversation that might happen here, and be mindful, because Mercury in Aries, we talk about that, could be very blunt, very bold, very fast, but I speak my truth and I don't care. So very impulsive as well, and impatient. So it's the day that words carry a certain weight, but clarity is not really guaranteed here. So conversation can be reactive, misunderstood, or emotionally charged. Be mindful, all right? And then we move to Friday. Friday, we have the moon shift into Scorpio on your 10th house. And on this day, we have a full moon in Scorpio at 11 degrees. It's going to happen at 9:25 p.m. Dubai time. So make your calculation wherever you are for this full moon. But first, when the moon enters Scorpio, everything changes. First, it's going to square your first house, it's going to square your Pluto, and that brings some power struggles, some emotional triggers as well, and deep inner patterns that come into focus. You feel like you feel very intense emotions or deep emotions regarding yourself and also your partner or relationships, but you're not. I wouldn't say it's in a positive way, all right? And then when we get to the full moon this day, what I was going to say, um, full moons are about endings. Is a full moon in Scorpio, so it's the moon opposing the sun in Taurus on your fourth house. So there is something about past and future here that needs to be reviewed, or some old patterns that needs to be released. The sun is in your fourth house, is in your house of roots and family and private life, but the moon is in your life of career, public life, uh, um, and yeah, there's something here that has to end, and the moon is doing a in conjunction to Venus and to Saturn, creating what we call a yod, or fingers of God, where the moon is at the peak. And yod is something that doesn't feel really comfortable, because there is a misalignment between those planets and the signs. They're not speaking the same language, although Saturn and Venus here are kind of doing a good connection between them. They are sextiling, so they are supporting, but the moon, the emotional part is not really in agreement with your body and soul, I would put this way. How to explain. So this is a pressure point that can create um, a tension in relationships, in choices in life, and emotional responsibility. So there is something that has to end. You have to let go on something. Either is a relationship, either is something at your career, at your family, or but for me, the way when Venus is involved, I always think it's about love, it's about relationship. It could be partnerships as well, by the way. But something has to change, and you might not know exactly how, but I think you'll know what has to change and has to end on this day. um okay, so the Venus sextiling Saturn brings some maturity and clarity as well, and the ability to stabilize what is real. So you will know on this day, on the full moon, what yeah, what is that need to be closed and or ended or severed here. Moving to Saturday, now we have emotional healing and expansion. So the moon is still in Scorpio, so it's still very intense and intuitive, but there's a space to heal, because the moon now is making a trine to Jupiter. Yeah, that's gonna be in the morning. No, around noon in the afternoon, and it's not all day, but it is a beautiful emotional support, bringing some healing, um, expansion. It's a moment for forgiveness, for support, and I would say sixth house to the 10th house. It's something related to your work, to your career, to your profession, to your duty, to what you do on daily basis. Um, and after a moment of clarity from Friday night, I think this day is like, okay, I know what I want, I know what I need to do. Um, we have Mercury. I spoke about that. It was already happening, that Mercury was conjuncting Chiron, so that can bring some conversations as well that will touch a wound, but also can bring healing. Yeah, it's a day for emotional release, Saturday. Then we move to Sunday. last day of the week. Now we have sudden shifts and bold moves and unpredictable energy. This is a day for, it's a transitional day. I miss my chair. So the moon first shifts to Sagittarius. You can see here it's gonna be around, it's gonna be at noon actually, 11:30 or something. The moon is shifting to Sagittarius, and as soon as it does, it's gonna be opposing Uranus. So you can expect some surprises here. An opposition is like there is a feeling, and the moon is in your 11th house about social life, community. Sagittarius is all about expansion and having fun and optimism, and you're feeling good. But there is an opposition in Uranus. It's on your 5th house, which is romance and fun and all of that. It's a bit like your love life, your romance, or your fun, and your friends, your community is like when you're invited. That happened to me yesterday. You're invited to a birthday, for instance. Yeah, it's your best friend, you have to go, and but all you want actually is to be. I was on the beach, but I hurt my neck so badly. um I don't know, you don't feel like socializing, you want to be in a community, or you just want to be at home painting or knitting or doing crochet or whatever, one of your hobbies, or you want to be with your children, and you don't feel like being in the middle of a lot of people. So there is just this energy, some surprises here. Yeah. Sudden emotional shifts, unexpected news, changing plans, as I said. So let keep Sunday flexible. I would say don't make any plans, because you might not feel like, okay, fuck. I said I was going to meet this friend at the cafe. I don't feel like doing it. I'd much rather go do a walk in the nature, or keep it flexible. Then we have Mercury entering Taurus, now on your 4th house, and that will bring some new ideas, subtle insight as well. So wait, when Mercury enters Taurus, it's the mind slows down. Yeah, remember we were talking about Mercury in Aries, how the communication can be, and we talk and we just say whatever we want. We don't think. It's impatient, speak your truth, and all of that. Impulsive and very bold. And now Mercury entering Taurus, it's a different thing. It's grounded. Is when your ideas, your mind, the way you think get slow. You're no longer in this, I need to say, I'm just gonna say it. No, now you're more, okay, let me ground, let me be sure of what I'm saying. There is stability in the sense. There is more, even the way we speak gets not only calmer, but more flourish. We might choose better words, might choose more peaceful and beautiful words. And yes, it's when the grounding begins. Okay, so now the Mercury entering Taurus is gonna semi-sextile again, subtle aspect to Uranus, but it can bring some sudden realization, unexpected surprises, again, some disruption as well in your house, at home, with your family. Doesn't need to be bad. It can be very good. It can be because the aspect is a positive one, but there can bring something, or regarding real estate as well. It could be, yeah, it could be a sudden opportunity that appears, that house that you want to buy or you want to rent becomes available in the market, or anything, or inside the house itself. You just feel like changing the curtains, or little things like this, or with something with your family or in your private life. So this is how we end the week. Aquarius, before you go, I'm going to pull one tarot card to see the energy for the week and one message from the angels. So what do you need to focus on? That's the big question. What does Aquarius need to focus on from the 27th of April till the 3rd of, oh, this one. The Knight of Wands. Yeah, the Knight of Wands is finding your passion. Yeah, it's going after your creation, or your wands are of fire. And the knight is not a page, but is not a king. Okay, is someone that is inspired, that wants to offer something, that is very creative and enthusiastic, and that's the message for this week. And for the angels, what do we have? Use your creativity, explore. I think that's so much with Uranus and Venus on your 5th house, that that's the energy of the Knight of Wands for me. Let me check something here. Oops, just a second, because I remember I wrote something. Yeah, be ready for action. Energy and determination, boldness, someone who prefers action over thinking. Begin projects with enthusiasm. That's the Knight of Wands. And the message is number 3, harmony. Divine guidance, balance, relaxation, patience, mindfulness. As the number of harmony, this card represents divine guidance and direction. Embrace the benefits of relaxation. Take your time and think before you speak or act. How can I bring more harmony into my life and being mindful and patient in my actions? This week, practice mindfulness by taking a few deep breaths before making any important decision or communicating with others. This is what I have for you, Aquarius. Thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you like this content. If you do, please don't forget to share, like, subscribe, comment, and I'll see you next week. Bye for now.